Imagine Stardew Valley, but you can't just buy seeds or animals. You have to study nature first. That's the hook of Research Story. This cozy farming game requires you to literally research everything before you can do anything. And honestly, I'm with it. Having to research kind of reminds me of Ascendance of a Bookworm and By the Grace of the Gods. Mine and Ryoma have to do research to progress. I really love the parallels between this game and those manga. Welcome to Research Story. Hello, my lovelies. Today we are diving into Research Story, a super unique take on the farming sim genre. So, how does it actually work? Well, forget running to PS to buy seeds. In Research Story, you start with nothing. To grow a crop, first you have to find specimens in the wild, but you just can't grab them. You have to use your tools to observe them in their natural habitat. Every observation gets recorded in your journal. It honestly feels like building a Pokédex for vegetables. Once you've studied the plant enough, that's when you unlock the seeds. So you just aren't a farmer, you're a scientist. But the job isn't done. You have to review your research to learn the plant's specific planting requirements. Only then can you successfully grow them. This game is telling you from jump that you have to be strategic. A fact I failed to recognize when I first started playing. Ask me how I know. For animals though, it gets a little complicated. Take this adorable fox. You can't just pet it and take it home. You're not like Ryoma yelling, "Tame!" at new slimes. First, you have to observe it to get a sample. In fact, you need to observe it multiple times before you can even try to tame it. And you have to check your notes, like if you don't use a specific bait in your journal, that fox is not coming home with you. But taming isn't even the last step. Even animals have conditions to raise them successfully. To actually get their resources, you have to increase their happiness. This means getting their habitat right and setting things up to match their personality. Some animals are shy and hate predators. Others are social and need friends of their own kind. It's basically like managing a tiny furry roommate situation. But when you finally get that mix right and see that first item drop, it makes all the homework worth it. So, is Research Story worth your time? I would say yes, 100% yes. I focused a lot on the mechanics of this game because it's just so unique and absolutely fantastic, honestly. But there are other parts that are worth mentioning. The biggest difference for me when looking at this against Stardew Valley is simply just how freaking gorgeous those character portraits are. And so I feel like those beautiful character portraits really bring you more into the game. Another thing too I would say that makes this worthwhile, if you're thinking about comparing it against Stardew Valley, is the fishing mechanic. Anybody who's played Stardew Valley for a good long time knows that the fishing mechanic, it will punch you in the throat. It's by far my most least favorite part of Stardew Valley, honestly. And it's probably why I still haven't caught all the fish. I just really hate the fishing mechanic. Okay, so more about the gameplay. So first off, the energy system. Your energy bar is very limited, so you can't just go full out deforestation from jump. But honestly, that's kind of the point. This really isn't about grinding through resources. It's really about being thoughtful. So you have to use your energy wisely. So instead of like clearing the forest, the land all day, you have to cook meals for buffs, or you have to craft like any automation tools. It's like the game is telling you to work smarter, not harder, which honestly is a very scientist thing to do. So also the crafting system. I'm a big crafting girly, so I was curious about how the crafting works. So you start with basically like 4 recipes, and that's it. Everything else you have to either buy the recipes or unlock them from leveling up. There's no experimentation to figure things out, which, you know, is kind of sucky for me now that I think about it. But this is really the only two ways you would get crafting recipes. Moving on to NPCs, the town of Shimmerbrook is full of characters. And I mean, like, there's a druid whose family has lived in the mountains for generations, like a feather folk starting their first job in town. About 10 romanceable options in all. And I think about 20 or 21 people you can befriend. You can, after some time goes by and you build up the hearts, you can schedule hangout events, which I kind of love. It gives me that Coral Island vibe of like hangouts. So it feels intentional. You know, you're not just kind of like spamming gifts to up their heart level. The mines are where things get interesting. It's not just whacking rocks for ore, though yeah, you do that, but there are creatures and plants that only exist in the mines. So if you want to complete your full research archive, you're gonna have to get digging. Separate from the mines, there are some puzzle caves that's tied to some mystery about why Shimmerbrook has all of this crazy flora and fauna. Once you solve these puzzles, you get these artifacts. As you solve them, it kind of reveals what's going on. So not only you have this research piece you have to work with, but you also are kind of like unraveling a mystery, which is fun. I do also want to say about the research piece is that you also have to take into account the seasons. Some plants, some animals only show up in particular seasons. And if you're a completionist like me, you're gonna have to pace yourself, girl. There are over 90 plants, creatures, and fish to discover and research. And so if you miss some in that first spring, it's okay. It's gonna come back around. We are essentially building a scientific journal of the entire region. Once you've completed research, you add it to the archive and it details all of the research that you've done. So there's tangible proof that you've done the research and other people can go access it in the archive. Also about the creatures that you tame and research. Each of those tameable creatures has a unique ability. Some chickens will find seeds for you, sprout kittens, which the name is just so adorable, instantly grow seeds into sprouts. It's not just cow makes milk and chickens lay eggs. The creatures are actual partners in your research. And of course, there are some rare variants that will give double produce. It essentially becomes, gotta catch them all. You know what I mean? But it's so rewarding. So I have no issues with that. I love it. If you're a completionist, Research Story will have you happily engaged for hours. If you like the process of finding relics or catching new insects to donate to the museum in Coral Island, Research Story will scratch that itch. Research Story is such an interesting and fun take on the farming sim genre that even if you're just wanting to turn your brain off and smash rocks, it still works. It's just so much fun. So let me know in the comments, do you prefer traditional cozy games or do you like unique cozy games? I am genuinely curious. I'm going to be hunting down more hidden gems like this. So if you want to find your next cozy obsession, make sure to subscribe and join the community. Thank you for hanging out, my lovelies. Stay cozy and I'll see you in the next one.